This video instruction will show you how to use how to navigate the decision-based learning activity when we have what's called delayed feedback as opposed to immediate feedback. So I'll click on this box and I'm brought to the DBL assignment. Now I have a lot more questions I can go through. This one's different because it's not as scaffolded. We take some of the training wheels off, and instead of getting feedback right away, you have to wait till the end. And it will show you where you made your first incorrect decision if you've made incorrect decisions. And that way you can learn through this process of trial and error and really studying the concepts and the how do I decide. Once again, there's a careful way to go through this and there's a casual way. The casual way is understandable. We have a lot of pressure on our time. The challenge with that approach is when you get to the final, if you have taken a casual approach, it's going to be quite uncomfortable. These questions are quite complex. But if you take your time, and they're pretty straightforward, you should be good to go. By the time you take the final, you'll have everything you need to really knock it out of the park. So let's take a look at our question here. What you'll do is you'll read the first question, and then you'll look at the question down here. Are we comparing one, samples, or sample to a population, or two, relationship between variables? Like with the other example, I can click how do I decide just to refresh my memory. What's the difference between these two types? Then I return to the original problem and I make my choice. You'll notice there's no feedback up here this time. In fact, I can just kind of randomly go through this, see where it takes me. And you'll notice that it'll take me back to where I made my first incorrect choice. Probably made many after that. So now I look at the how do I decide, I look at this problem, and I'm noticing, okay, there is one proportion of high school students who can correctly. So this would be my sample. I don't see any other samples except for I see a national proportion, but that's not a sample. So I pick one. At this point, I don't know if I'm correct or not. I will later on. So what's the nature of the data? Click on the how do I decide if I need to, and then I will choose nominal data. Okay, now I'm ready to answer this question. What method is most appropriate to answer this question or problem? So I look at this, I go, I've got one sample. I'm dealing with a proportion. So that's going to be one sample z-test to proportion. So I will click that. And then it says, click here to see how I did. And I got it right. Then I go to the next one and the next one and the next one. It'll take me to all different parts of the decision model. Now you can click submit to LMS when all of these have turned blue. Then you'll get 100% on this assignment. You can save and exit, but remember you have to come back through Canvas in order to submit to the LMS. Otherwise, you can just come back and practice here. All right, good luck. And if you have any questions, please reach out to your instructor.